Okay, without further ado, last but not least, definitely not least, let's hear from Team 11. Team 11, what have you got to share with us today?
Hello, we're Team 11, and I'm Xinwen, the team manager of Nourish. So, our business is food donation to families who face hunger and malnutrition problems. So, first off, I would like to introduce our lovely team members from Team 11. Once again, hello, I'm Xinwen, the team manager, Ryan, the marketing manager. We then have Hamda, our researcher, Jiwon, our product designer. Next is Megan, our product developer, and lastly, Elston, our cost and price analyst.
So I'll be speaking about our problem. As mentioned earlier, our problem is families who live in poverty. Face hunger and malnutrition problems. This problem is grave as nearly 690 people are hungry. That is about 8.9% of the world population. Even in a country that makes more food than any other nation, people still live in hunger. At least 1 in 3 suffer from some form of malnutrition, and majority of the world's undernourished are found in Asia. The situation these people are in is urgent. Hunger leaves children vulnerable to infection, diseases, and death.
So this is our logo. As you already know that our name is Nourish. Our solution is we want to help the malnourished who are in need of food so they can visit our store. We will provide them with the leftover food that we have collected from restaurants and cafes, which will build a bigger community. Furthermore, we want to conduct regular searches for locations for the malnourished and poor.
So other companies usually donate food. We, however, we take the leftovers and provide them to the malnourished. And all food taken will be from food and safety and hygiene certified restaurants.
Our prototype. The idea is that malnourished customers who are in need of food will hopefully come across one of our banners or flyers that could be found around the city. And then they will come to our stall that is located nearest to them. Our business works in a unique way. Instead of customers buying the food we provide in large meal containers, we charge them for these disposable containers and utensils that will be provided by us. These disposable containers will contain a stamp of our logo printed on top. They can then choose any food choices available at the stall, as long as whatever they store in the container will be able to fit. This method ensures that the customers are able to choose whatever they feel like eating from the variety of choices given. This will allow them to have complete and satisfied meals.
So the target market are the poor, the laborers, the malnourished children, the beggars, and families who are starving for hunger. Of course, other people can approach to our store.
This is Anna, and she has a son, Jason, and they live by the roadside near our stall. Both being malnourished, they do not have enough money to feed themselves and tend to take leftovers from the trash. Anna truly wishes to be able to feed her son.
I'll be talking about the business and revenue model. Our revenue model is retail sales. RM 7.5 is used to purchase the cutleries and containers that we sell, and we charge RM9 per customer. This means 1.5 ringgit will be made from each container sold. So if we were to sell 100 containers daily each month, we'll get a profit of 4,500 ringgit.
And lastly, the marketing strategy. So we created an Instagram account for restaurants and cafes in Malaysia who wish to support us. And they may contact us through Instagram. And we also created banners and flyers around the city in hopes that the malnourished will approach our store.
Thank you all for listening to our presentation, and let's move on to the Q&A session.
Let's do it. Thank you for prompting me. It helps my job a lot. Anyways, John or Elaine, who would like to get us started this time for our final group? John, go ahead.
Okay. Could you explain the revenue model to me again? I thought, I mean, unless, pardon me if I missed something, but I thought obviously the malnourished individuals will be getting the food for free. So where are you making the money again? Oh, how's your revenue coming?
From, we provide them with the containers, but we charge them for the containers, then they can get free food.
How about if they can't afford the containers, in a sense?
Wait,
Won't
sorry.
that be a problem? If they can't afford the containers.
Alternative question. Do they have to buy a container every time they come to your stall, or can they reuse their containers as well?
They can
Yes,
reuse
they
containers for the regular customers that come to our store daily.
So in reality, whoever you're touching here, they only have to buy, really, if it's a family of four containers, and they can just reuse those for, let's say, a year.
Well, because these are disposable containers, so if it's broken, they can come purchase it from us again, but they can reuse it until it's broken.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question to that. Does that mean if you estimate 100 boxes per day, that means you have to get 100 new customers every day? Because let's assume that they are able to keep their disposable containers well. Do you think that's a reasonable estimate now? Or was that already taken into account?
Yes, we can give them one free refill on each container, and that's it.
Interesting. I have some other questions, but I'd like to toss it to Elaine if that's okay.
Okay, to add on to Ethan's question, so if you're saying that your customers can reuse those containers, given the situation right now, how do you ensure that the containers that you bring are hygienic? Let's not forget that your target customers are people living in poverty, people who might not even have a roof to cover their head.
Yeah, we provide like a small service. After they finish eating their meals, the containers and the cutleries, they will put it in a box. We will provide a box for them to put it in, and we will wash them and give it back to them.
So your cost now, can we go back to that cost model? I think your cost is $750, right? So you see that your cost is, so you see your cost for your container is $750. Then you need to add on your cost for storage, keeping those containers, cleaning those containers, and also your pop-up store, your brick and mortar business. So because it's a brick and mortar, you will incur fixed rental costs on that. So hence, do you think your profit of 4,500 is still realistic?
No.
What might be a more realistic figure then?
We're not sure yet.
Okay, thank you.
We have counted the monthly rent for the stall, which is around 2,500 ringgit. So it's around 84 ringgit per day. And we plan to open our store for 13 hours.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're going to pop the poll up. I'd just like to ask a couple more questions. But the main one I actually have is this. Can I just ask you, what are some of the jobs that you'll need? For instance, you'll need someone who's handing out the food, right? So what are some of the jobs that you'll need in this business?
Of course, you'll need like the delivery drivers to collect the food from the restaurants and cafes. That is one. And another one will be the people who are at the stall who distributes the food to the malnourished.